Hi everyone, it's Cath from Best Coffee. Today I'm going to talk to you about buying coffee beans and what to look for. It can be hard to buy coffee beans if you don't buy a lot of coffee and you don't know where to start. So here are my tips for you. Have a look at the information that's available. If you're buying in a store, have a look at the bag, see what's printed on the label. If you're buying online, see what information is available for you to view. And look at things like the origin of the coffee. What does it say about that? It's not enough for us to just know that coffee is from Colombia or Brazil or Ethiopia. We should really know more specifics about where that coffee is coming from. Does it give you a specific area, a specific farm, a producer, a mill? That's the kind of information that we're looking for. Another thing you can look at is variety. So it's not enough just to say, oh, this coffee is 100% Arabica beans or this coffee is Robusta, because Arabica coffee and Robusta coffee are two completely different species of coffee. We should know more. We should know what variety of Arabica coffee this coffee is. So have a look to see if that's listed, and if it is, that's a good step. The next thing to look at is the processing method. So the way the coffee is processed can have a profound impact on how the coffee tastes. So have a look to see if it mentions if it's washed, if it's natural, if it's honey processed or another process, because you might find that you start to have a preference for maybe a washed coffee over time. A really important thing to look for is the roast date of your coffee. So once coffee is roasted, it starts to oxidize, and it will eventually go stale and won't be good to drink anymore. So usually around 3 months is the optimum time to drink coffee. So have a look if you've got the bag, have a look to see if they've got a roast date printed on the bag. If you're buying coffee online, have a look at the roaster's notes. They usually say what days they're roasting coffee, and it will give you an indication of how fresh that coffee will be when it arrives to your house. And if it doesn't have a roast date, don't buy that coffee. You have no idea how old it is. Another really important thing is buying whole beans. I really recommend investing in a grinder so that you can grind coffee fresh. If you're buying pre-ground coffee, you are accelerating the oxidation process and you just can't get the best out of those beans. There's no way that you will be able to make a great tasting cup of coffee. So think about investing in a grinder if you don't already have one, and then buy whole beans. Trust me, it's worth it. Finally, have a look at the tasting notes of the coffee. The roaster will have written down what the flavor characteristics of that coffee is, and it's there to help you decide whether or not you might like it. So read the notes, decide what coffee you want to buy, and enjoy it. One other thing is, if you're buying coffee to make filter coffee at home, try and get a single origin coffee. If you're making espresso at home, feel free to get a blend of coffees, or you can get a single origin as well. So there are my tips on how to buy coffee beans. Look for information, look for details on the origin, the variety, the processing method, the tasting notes, the roast date, and try and buy whole beans if you can. Happy brewing!